What's up? Welcome back to TGIF. We're having a great time with Funky Dineva and Al Reynolds. I just saw a comment in the chats. I gotta say, Felicia
Uh-oh.
said, "You can tell Claudia is stingy. Sis really drinking out of a miniature." I'm in a hotel, and that's all I had. I can't. It's too cold to go and to go get liquor. But anyways, we were just talking about the whole Dr. Dre thing, and I think that was yeah, it was a little spirited debate, I would say, about that. So listen, moving on. This whole y'all been following the whole Britney Spears thing.
Absolutely.
So she's been recently grounded by her father at 39 years old. A source says her father, Jamie Spears, grounded the singer for 3 weeks after she met a friend for a socially distanced walk on the beach last summer. Now, the pop star's life and career has been under her dad's control ever since he won a legal conservatorship over her affairs years ago. But yesterday, a judge sided with Britney and her team by giving a third party equal power to her father when it comes to managing her finances. Now, details about her lack of freedom have been making the headlines ever since a documentary about her life was released on Hulu. What do y'all think about this case? And do you think she needs to be supervised like this?
I think it's completely disgusting that she has been relegated to a child and placed on punishment. Now, as it relates to her conservatorship, I can speak to this firsthand because my brother is paranoid schizophrenic, and I had to go through the court process to get his rights taken away. And I know that in that process, he had to meet with three different psychologists who had to
Mhm.
all come back with the same conclusion that he needed to be under the supervision of someone else. So I said that to say this: if he did get conservatorship over her, the doctor saw that she was not medically fit to be on her own. I will say
That's
that.
right.
But it's starting to feel as if, and we've seen it before with celebrity kids and their parents, that that man running astray with her damn finances, okay, spending up that lady money, okay. And I knew at one point, I knew that she was trying to get the younger sister to be her conservator. If it was my family member and she was uneasy with me, if I was the dad, I would simply say, fine, Brittany, if you don't want it to be me, then it needs to be your mom or your sister, but it needs to be somebody. The fact that he's
Well,
holding on to it, that makes me feel a little
so
uncomfortable. And this whole she's been grounded at 39 years old, that bothers me.
so I got to step in here because this is actually not correct. So
Okay.
she's a conservatee and he's a conservator, and he's a conservator because the judicial body elected him as a conservator in that family structure because he was the most responsible, because the sister and the mother were exhibiting irresponsible behavior around her entire financial, physical, mental, emotional well-being. Okay, so he was the most stable, if you would, in the family structure, demonstrating what was presented to the courts. So
Gotcha.
in this case, this is very serious because emotionally, what we don't know is that Britney Spears is struggling with mental health issues. And those issues are to the point where a court, almost like a jury, had to examine facts to decide on who has the ability to monitor and manage this woman's in her incapacity to do it for herself. So let's be very clear about that. And even though the courts did allow for a co-manager to do her finances, that was because Bessemer Trust knows finances better than the father, and the father did relinquish that. So what you notice is that he didn't relinquish anything else because he's the only one in that family structure that is exhibiting to the courts that he has the ability to serve that role better than anybody else. So
I,
let's make sure we understand that. So what we don't know, because it is a celebrity, is we don't know the real life that she has led that has made the court so concerned about her well-being. The things that we have seen is the cutting of the hair, the beating of the car with a baseball bat. But what we did not see is those multiple suicide attempts of her being taken out on the stretcher. We did see it once, but there were multiple times where she was taken out on the stretcher,
y'all
and
think
she also put herself into the mental health institute. So
y'all think the media attention and like the level of fame that she had and being up under a microscope Do y'all think that exacerbated her underlying issues, her mental illness? Do you think that drove her crazy?
I think
what it did was it possibly accelerated it.
Yeah,
for sure.
I went out. It either accelerated it or exacerbated. I mean, I think she probably already was predisposed to having what it is. But here's what's throwing me, and not that it's any of our business. Do we know what her official diagnosis is? And the reason I'm asking is because not too long ago, she was just on one of those major shows, The Voice, The Sing, the whatever, the Sing a Song, and I'm a Judge.
X Factor.
At that, one of that.
Something like that.
Yeah, which is a huge, that's a huge responsibility. It's a huge job. It's a huge paycheck. And I remember when I saw her, I was feeling like Britney must be really doing well, that she's in a space where she can now do this. And she's speaking as a music official, as somebody who's been there, done that. So it's very troubling to me to find out that she, backslid in a sense, not to mention she did a whole residency in Vegas.
Right. So
but remember, she had a meltdown. She had a meltdown in that residency in Vegas. So what happens in celebrity situations like that, especially children's stars, is that they go into a role. They almost go into what is that character acting? What's that type of acting that you go into?
Method acting.
So exactly. So what happens is when she is on a stage, she turns into a different person. It's when she comes off that stage that she lacks the ability to manage her emotions and her mental stability.
Understood. Dr. Al.
I know. Well,
sometimes I got to break out the degree on y'all sometimes.
But we're just all outsiders looking in and just saying what our opinions are. What is it really is what I really want to know, because we're getting the information from the people that are around her that could have a motive. They could be saying all kinds of things about her and exaggerating. We don't really know.
Al, but like I said to you before,
is she bipolar? Is that her diagnosis?
No, I think she has more than just a bipolar disorder as far as the court documents are concerned. Remember, I keep going back to this. There was a judicial body that made a ruling around this woman's mental health and her ability to manage her own estate. So it's not one, it's not two, it's not three people. We're looking at a group of professionals. We're looking at every type of doctor that you can imagine, a psychiatrist, a psychologist, an endocrinologist, and that woman has been examined from head to toe, blood work, CT scans, brain scan, everything that you can imagine this woman has had to go through, because it was all at jeopardy because of her inability to handle it.
Okay, on that note, we got to take a quick break. We'll be back with more TGIF when we return.